Thanks for those that have been listening, and thanks to the new people that's coming to listen. I really appreciate it. I'm really happy I've actually been doing more consistent podcasts or discussions, you can say. But today's episode, I want to talk about it because it actually just happened to me. Well, anyway, let me explain. I'm kind of nervous about this. Not nervous so much, but anyway, let me just get into it. So, for you that have been listening, you guys know that I'm 33. I came from Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica. Moved up here when I was four years old. And one thing that was really instilled in me was working hard. Let hard work speak for yourself. Speak for themselves. Don't kiss up to nobody. Don't do anything. Like that. So what I ended up doing is, went to college, got a good degree. I'm not in the field of what I went to school for particularly, but it's helping me in what I'm doing now, and that's personal train. And I went to school for sports rehab, so it's definitely helping me. So anyway, I did all that, and internships, long nights studying, long clinical rotations, all that kind of stuff. I worked my ass off pretty much. And then anyway, long story short is I came to this job where I'm at now, and I'm very successful. I'm very happy, very blessed to be where I'm at now, and pretty much, I was able to get a house. I bought a house, and, I've been focusing on my, saving money, doing what I have to do, being responsible to make sure that I have a good future, financially. There's a good future overall. So anyway, I'm engaged now, and I'm about to actually get married, March 9th. And it's actually going to be a court wedding. It's not going to be, anything like a big ceremony and all that stuff to save money. Anyway, long story short is, I'm getting a prenup. We're getting a prenup. And it's, I just saw, and the reason why I'm making the podcast now, I just saw the lawyer. I just spoke to my attorney, and he told me everything. He told me what I need to do, all kind of stuff. Now, mind you, I'm not surprising my fiance. She knows about it. We spoke a few times about it already. Sometimes she was kind of apprehensive about it, whatever. But she, last time we spoke about it, at least before this time, she understood why, I'm doing it. But, still to a certain degree, upset about it. But anyway, first of all, before I go on, how many of you guys think that getting a prenup means you don't love the person enough? I want to know, how many of you guys really think that if you get a prenup, it means that you don't love the person enough, as you say you do, or whatever? I want to hear some responses about that. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I'm definitely. I got out of the attorneys. He spoke to me, told me what I needed, and then I called her up. I let her know what the attorney said, and I don't know if she was upset about something before, but she seemed very upset about it. I don't know. It's just like. Not say I have mixed feelings. I'm doubting what I'm doing or whatever. I'm not, and I'm not gonna change my mind of getting a prenup. And it's just like, it's odd for me to, or be stupid of me, to be honest with you, to go into, after doing all the stuff I did, all the sacrifices I made, accomplish all the stuff I accomplished, in my life, not only financially, but, you are protecting yourself financially when you get a prenup. But it's like, I want to make sure that I'm I'm protected. And honestly, if it's protecting, when you get a prenup, you're looking over it. The person's supposed to look over it before she signs it. Actually, let me tell you a few things that actually the attorney told me. He's like, you want to make sure that you protect your, not only you're protecting yourself, you're protecting the other person. So the other person's gonna look at it. Timing is very important. So I can't present the prenup to, you can't present the prenup to somebody 2 days before you get married. They have to have time to look over everything, make sure everything's okay. Because if that's the case, like 2 days before the wedding, and God forbid you guys get divorced, the person that's you know, that on the other side of the opposite side or whatever of the prenup, they can say, okay, well, I signed it, but I was rushed into it. You know, I was on the rest. The word he used, and you know, it can be held up in court. But then he goes on about saying that if you guys decide to buy another house together, it's get a little like, it could be the prenup won't really do anything. And also too, if you guys have kids, things get a little bit, you know, difficult with the prenup. But it's I don't know, it was just an interesting conversation to have. Something like I said, I'm definitely gonna go through. I'm gonna follow through with it. You know, he's a great attorney. He actually helped me close my house, so I trust him. The stuff that he was saying to me when he was writing up the paperwork or the paper, whatever, the contract, I should say, contract for my house, for buying my house, was really, really good. The stuff that I saw, my real estate agent actually referred me to him. And I trust her too. I really trusted her. You know, it was a great experience all around. It was actually the 31st of January this year. It's going to be a year since I had the house. You know, and these are the things. What I'm saying is, like, when I was struggling to get through the day, you know, I'm working, I'm doing all these things. I chose to do this, of course, and I'm not complaining about it. But when I was struggling to do working hard in school, even at this job, to make money, you know, at the time, you know, it was by myself. Me not getting enough sleep, me not doing all the stuff that everyone else was doing. You know, all the stereotypical thing that young kids do. I wasn't really doing that stuff. I was, you know, studying. I was working hard. I was doing what I had to do to get where I'm at now. You know, so to be honest with you, it'd be foolish of me to actually do something like that and go into a marriage and, you know, go into a situation like that and not protect myself. You always want to protect yourself. You always want to protect yourself. You know, it doesn't matter if it's a prenup or whatever else. You always want to protect yourself. You know, and it's very touchy. It's very challenging. I mean, it's going to be a big, you know, could be a big situation for a lot of people to handle, get over with, and all this kind of stuff. But, you know, for those of you who think that, you know, getting a prenup shows that you don't love the person enough, I highly disagree. It's not that. I'm 33, and I've seen people, I've been around people, I've been involved with people that all of a sudden change your mind about things. All of a sudden change your mind about things. I'm not saying she will, but all the time people change their mind about things. Not all the time, but, you know, people do change their minds. You know, and like I said, it doesn't mean I don't love her enough. It doesn't mean all that stuff. It does not mean that. You know, it doesn't mean I don't trust her. But at the end of the day, I have to be able to protect myself. And that's what I'm doing. You know, and it's, I know that it's going to be very interesting. I'm actually back at work now. So when I go home, finally, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I hope what she's upset about is not because of that. I hope it's because of something else. But knowing her is probably a combination of both. You know, like I said, I spoke to her about it yesterday. I'm telling her that I'm going to go see the lawyer today. And, you know, she knew about it. You know, I think she was upset about she had to pay for something she didn't expect to pay for. You know, I don't know what it could be, but like I said, comment below, or comment, or you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram, but definitely Twitter. Twitter is better. Find me on Twitter, and at Kondappa. It's CONDAPPA. You can definitely find me, and just look for me. You can find me and let me know. Like, what would you guys, or do you guys think that me getting a prenup, or anybody getting a prenup, doesn't matter who it is, anybody getting a prenup means that you don't love the person enough? And let me tell you this story, okay? This is what a client of mine told me. So she, her boss, this is about her boss. So her boss, makes good money, all that kind of stuff, makes good amount of money. And he gets involved with a woman that has a child before, previous relationship. They come into the marriage. I mean, they get married or whatever. They, I think it's 15 years they were together. Long time, 15 years. She eventually comes home one day and says, I want a divorce. And, of course he's heard about it, whatever. But they have 3 kids, mind you. They have three boys. They both have 3 boys together. So she says one day she wants a divorce. Then, she said that, I'm gonna, it's gonna be, they both agree it's gonna be amicable. But then one day right before everything's supposed to be done, she changed her mind. She wants half of everything, all that kind of stuff. She gets crazy. Long story short is she wins. She gets what she wants, half of his 401k, half of everything. So anyway, I don't know how she pulled this one off, but she eventually takes the kids, her kid included, of course, takes her kid and the 3 boys down to Florida. They go down to Florida, and I don't know how he found out, the boss, my client's boss, finds out, but there's a lot of guys going in and out the house. I'm assuming that, if anything, the boys tell him, and then their sons tell him. His son tells him, and the oldest daughter, her actual daughter, is on drugs herself, and he eventually leaves his job up here in Jersey, leaves his job, heads down to Florida to go look for them and take the boys away from that situation, which any father, any parent will do. And my client told me that ever since then, she hadn't heard from him at all. That's like the worst case scenario, that kind of thing, or whatever. But I mean, God, I hope that nothing happened to him. Nothing has happened to him. But it's like stuff like that, that you have to consider. Not the whole, someone potentially dying thing, but the whole thing of you losing everything you work for. And, this situation, this person is a drug addict. Actually, mind you, just to add to the story, I guess, before they were in a relationship, or, before they were married or in a relationship, whatever, he knew, she was into drugs. But, she stopped, she quit, or whatever. But then, I guess she decided to go back into that life. She had a lot of money, so she wasn't going back into that life. And that's what, I'm not worried about my fiance again. I'm not talking about that, but it's just these are the situations when, prenup would have came in handy. Yes, they had kids and all this kind of stuff. So, it was very odd and very difficult anyway. But, he could have had, left the relationship or be finalized with divorce and had more in his bank, or more money, or or at least more comfortable, and I feel bad for the guy. I hope he's okay. I'm gonna ask my client tomorrow what's the update or whatever, but I hope he's okay. And honestly, there's a lot of women that I've trained that are stay-at-home moms. And honestly, I have some advice for those people. It's stay-at-home moms, dads, whoever it may be. I know there's some dads that do it too. Actually, I found out there was an actual man a female client of mine actually said that how she had to pay alimony to him. So don't think it's, usually just a woman that pays, a man that pays alimony. Guys, women have to do it too. Whoever makes the most money had to pay alimony, typically. But I think in Jersey now the rules changed, that now you can, I think it's like a certain limit. It's like, it's not lifetime anymore. Because one of my other clients, he's paying alimony for the rest of his life. And he paid for his kids' college, and he paid for had to pay child support too. Oh man, God bless that man. But he's a good guy anyway. But anyway, now for those people that stay-at-home moms or dads or whatever, that, their husband, even a husband or her wife is making a lot of money, make sure that you protect yourself and you have something to fall back on. You have either education or something. Because I've been around people, or I've known of people that get divorced, and pretty much the way that the person that hadn't made the most money maneuvered everything, they didn't really get anything. They got child support if they had a kid together, but they didn't really get anything else besides that. I mean, all I'm saying is, make sure you have your education. Make sure you have some type of degree or something, some type of trade or something, not trade, a technical skill or something that you can fall back on, instead of just be so dependent on that person's, or hoping and praying that, the lawyer does a job and you get alimony and you get not only child support, but you get all this other extra stuff. Make sure you protect yourself. And that's why I never really agree with stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home dads or whatever. I mean, I know you're raising your kids and all that kind of stuff, but there's so much stuff that you can actually do to make money on your own and create your own, self. Be, a part of society in a sense. Like, yes, I know it's a lot to raise kids. I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm not saying, you stay-at-home mom, that means you don't do anything. No, you do a lot. But to a certain extent, like, the kid's going to be able to do things on her own. The kid's going to be able to go to school. You got to be able to do something or have something that's yours. Have something that belongs to you, that you can fall back on and you can have. That, God forbid, something happens, you have something. Oh, I'll be okay. Okay, I'll get the child support. Or you find me for alimony? Okay, fine. I don't need it anyway. If you get it, be great. And, do what you're doing, making your money. But that don't always happen. And like only reason I'm saying this because I've seen women struggle. They have to take these jobs that, are not saying beneath them. No job shouldn't be beneath anybody. But they went from living in a $1 million house or whatever, $500,000, whatever it may be, this bigger, expensive ass house, to then probably living with their parents, with the kids, or living in some type of apartment with the kids or whatever, and, not really happy, not happy at all. So all I'm trying to say is, just protect yourself. Doesn't matter if it's a prenup, doesn't matter if whatever it may be, just protect yourself. Have a plan. Always have a plan. Just like life insurance, just like all these different insurances, just have insurance for yourself. And like I said in the beginning of the video, the podcast, just message me on Instagram, on Twitter, at Kondappa, at Condappa, and let me know, do you think if you get a prenup, or you even have creating insurances for yourself, meaning, God forbid, you guys, like I just said, if you're creating insurances for yourself or, protection for yourself, does that mean you don't love the person or trust the person enough? Does that mean that? In your mind, in your opinion, and from your experiences, do you think that getting a prenup or having protection for yourself means that you don't trust the person enough? And let's say you don't get a prenup, and the person, you guys get a divorce, no kids involved, even if kids are involved, whatever. But you guys leave, everybody's happy, that person gets what they came in with, that won't always happen. That will not always happen. You will want that to happen, God forbid, if you get a divorce or something happens like that. But that won't always happen. Majority of the time, anytime there's a breakup, it always ends in a train wreck. Well, not always, but for the most part, it ends in a train wreck. Especially, like, say, if you got 5 years together, 10 years together, 15 years together, 20, even more together. The more time you guys have, the more, now I'm not going to say interesting, but the more difficult it's going to be. But anyway, guys, I'm like really rambling on about this. But like I said, hit me up on Twitter at Kondappa, at CONDAPPA, and let me know. Is it wrong for you to have a prenup and protect yourself? You know, do you think you don't love are you just saying that I don't love you enough, I don't trust you enough, I'm getting a prenup? You know, and actually one of my clients actually told me that when it came down time to actually get the prenup, supposed to be signed and all that kind of stuff, you know, her daughter and her fiance, or I think it was son, or well, whatever, her daughter and her son-in-law, now son-in-law, changed their mind and they didn't get the prenup. You know, but you guys get the opportunity to think about it, you know, talk about it, you know, go over things or whatever. I mean, it's something to think about. And like I said, it's to protect yourself. If you don't think you need it, you don't need it. It's fine. You know, but either way, if you get a prenup or not, and if you're staying home and not working, or you actually working, make sure you protect yourself. Maybe it's just me, because like I said, my opinions is based on my experiences. You know, my opinions, the same thing as your opinions, are based on your experiences. You know, and I don't wish divorce on anybody. I don't want anybody to get the relationship ruined or whatever. But I just think that, you know, you should take the opportunity to talk about it, discuss it, you know, and think about it. Have a conversation. Don't hide it. You know, have a conversation about it. All right, guys. Anyway, this has been a long podcast, but I had a lot to say. I hope all is well with everybody else. All you guys, I'm okay, don't get me wrong, but I hope everyone's okay, and I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say. But like I said, at Kondappa, at CONDAPPA on Twitter, and let me know what you guys think. If you guys really think that getting a prenup is wrong, doesn't really mean you don't trust the person, doesn't mean that you love the person, just let me know. All right, guys, and I'm looking forward. I hope you guys have some interesting comments. It'll be interesting to see. But I'll let you guys know if that my client hears from her ex boss. That's a shame, but that's the way a lot of people they do what they do. Some people go crazy and things happen to good people. I'm not saying he's a good person, but bad things happen at times. But anyway, guys, as always, positive thinking reaps positive results. Just keep positive, guys, and everything will turn out good, hopefully. All right, just hope for the best, plan for the worst. That's what this whole thing's about. Plan for the worst, hope for the best. All right, this is Shane from Shane Complains. You guys have a good one.